Wormy and the Christmas Tree. Wormy and the Christmas Tree. A special story written just for Aidan Shea by Gran and Granddad. Christmas 2014.
Once upon a time, there was a little blue house that sat on top of a hill. The people who lived in the blue house could look out of their windows and see far into a deep canyon. In the backyard, there were big flat stones, pretty flowers, hummingbird feeders, a lemon tree, and some patches of dirt. A little boy lived in the blue house, and he liked to play in the dirt. He also helped his mommy take care of the plants and flowers. Way, way down in one of the dirt piles lived a little worm. He didn't have a name, and he didn't have any friends. He was a very lonely little worm. There were other worms in the dirt, but no one would be his friend. Sometimes a black and white dog came out of the house to play. The dog would chase balls, dig in the dirt, or chew on a bone. She would even try to eat rocks. But she didn't want to be friends with a worm. Some days a yellow chicken and a brown chicken waddled out of their chicken coop, but they didn't want to be friends either. One day, the little boy who lived in the blue house came outside to play. He had a red and yellow dump truck and a shovel, and he started digging in the dirt. He scooped up dirt and put it in his dump truck. Then he dumped the dirt in a little pile and scooped up more dirt. He loved to play in the dirt. The little worm was wriggling under the ground when suddenly he felt himself being lifted into the air. The little boy said, "I found a worm!" and he put the worm in his dump truck. The little boy asked his mother for a jar. He filled the jar with dirt and carefully put the worm in it. Then he took the jar inside the blue house. Now the little worm had a cozy home and a new friend. The little boy decided that his worm needed a name. He thought, and he thought, and he thought. Then he decided to call him Wormy. That was a perfect name. The little boy took Wormy with him when he played with his trains in the sunroom. At night, the little boy put Wormy and his jar on his toy shelf before he went to sleep. One day, the little boy and his mommy went to buy a Christmas tree, but Wormy had to stay at home. They came back with a big green tree that was taller than his daddy. A few days later, his mommy put bright lights on the tree, and the little boy hung red balls on its branches. Wormy thought the tree was beautiful. During the day, Wormy would look out the sides of his jar and see the shiny tree. But at night, in the little boy's room, Wormy couldn't see the tree, and that made him sad. When the little boy saw that Wormy was sad, he decided to do something to make him happy. He took the tiny tree that he got at the Christmas tree place and decided to decorate it for Wormy. He put red balls on the branches and tiny gifts under the tree. Now Wormy had a cozy home, a special friend, and his own Christmas tree. He was a very happy little worm.